Hi people, it's Archfiend here, hope you're doing well, and today I have yet another Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel video where we are continuing with the normal/rare Rarity festival. In this one we're going to be focusing on some of the key cards in my Red Eyes deck. This is a deck that's been filed down from my original Red Eyes deck to only include of course normal and rare cards. Now, I'm conscious that when the festival ends this won't be as relevant, but then again, because it's a very cheap deck to make, you might find that if you're really low on resources and you want to try something different, this deck might genuinely net you maybe a couple of wins in some of the lower leagues, maybe bronze or silver. I think at gold level it's going to really struggle, but silver and bronze, yeah, might do alright. And the way I want to talk about this is that I will put a complete deck list in the pinned comment, and I'll change that if anything happens to change, like just ratios of cards or whatever. However, to keep this video concise and focused, I'll be talking about what I consider to be the trump cards of this deck and the essential cards that support it. Starting off with the deck's trump card is the Red Eyes Archfiend of Lightning. This is a Fiend Gemini effect type monster, 2500 attack, 1200 defense. The effect is that this card is treated as a normal monster while face up on the field or in the graveyard. While this card is a normal monster on the field, you can normal summon it to have it become an effect monster with this effect. Once per turn, you can destroy all face up monsters your opponent controls with defense lower than this card's attack. So this is a really powerful ability to wipe out your opponent's field, unless of course they have some face down monsters, which is possible, but it's sort of balanced out by the fact that you need to summon again. That is the caveat of these Gemini monsters. So in a typical scenario, you would need to summon out the Archfiend of Lightning, and then on your next turn you would need to summon it again, like literally you click on the card and you click summon a second time. And this gives up your normal summon as a result, but it gives you access to this really powerful effect. So, it's not an overpowered monster by any stretch of the imagination. Perhaps if it wasn't for this Gemini caveat it would be, but the thing that makes me call it the trump card would be the synergy with the deck, the relatively high attack for this format, and this devastating ability to remove the cards off your opponent's side of the field. The next card I want to talk about complements the Archfiend quite well, and that is Paladin of Dark Dragon. This is a Dragon Ritual effect type monster, 1900 attack and 1200 defense. The effect is you can ritual summon this card with Dark Dragon Ritual. At the start of the damage step, if this card attacks a defense position monster, destroy that monster. You can tribute this card and special summon one Red Eyes monster from your hand or deck. You can only use this effect to a Paladin of Dark Dragon once per turn. And it's that second effect that led to me including this card, because if you bring out the Paladin of Dark Dragon using the ritual card, you haven't necessarily given up your normal summon yet. So when you tribute the card in order to bring out the Red Eyes Archfiend of Lightning, you can then instantly do the normal summon onto the Archfiend of Lightning, and that's instant access to its powerful effect. So it allows for a decent combo, and also that ability to destroy defense position monsters is nice if your opponent has put up a really tough wall, especially as high defense monsters is a weakness of the Archfiend of Lightning, because its effect is based around them having lower defense than the Archfiend's attack. So not a card I use in my regular Red Eyes deck, but I'm having some fun incorporating it here. Next up we have Red Eyes Baby Dragon. So this is a dragon and effect type monster with 1200 attack and 700 defense. The effect is that when this card is destroyed by a battle and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon one level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster from your deck, and if you do, equip this card from the graveyard to it. It gains 300 attack. If this card is sent to the graveyard while equipped to a monster, you can add one level 1 dragon monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. So it's quite a good going first card because you can put it there either in defense position or attack position. I've been deciding to go with attack position a few times because it tends to bait people into attacking it thinking I've just done a really bad play. That wouldn't normally work, but I think in this format you see so many just awful decks that people do genuinely believe, oh, maybe they've just done a complete bad play there. So they'll go in, destroy it. You might take some battle damage if their attack is higher than 1200, but then as a result you can grab an Archfiend of Lightning from your deck, bring it to the field, and then attach this card to it, meaning it's got 2800 attack. So them destroying your baby dragon has given you an even more powerful Archfiend of Lightning. And also, if they then destroy your Archfiend of Lightning, and with it this while it was attached, you can add a black metal dragon from your deck or graveyard to your hand as well. So a good card for setting up a defense that is forward thinking. And furthermore, if you need to, you can bring out Baby Dragon and crash it into a more powerful monster if you really need to get that more powerful Archfiend of Lightning onto the field, even though you are going to be sacrificing life points, unless the other monster also has 1200 attack, which is amazing when that happens because you destroy their monster and the Baby Dragon and then get an Archfiend of Lightning on the field. No Red Eyes deck should be without this card. It is the Blackstone of Legend. This is a dragon effect monster, level 1, and it's 0 attack, 0 defense. The effect is that you contribute this card, special summon 1 level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster from your deck. If this card is in your graveyard, you can target 1 level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster in your graveyard, shuffle it into the deck, and if you do, add this card to your hand. You can only use the Blackstone of Legend effect per turn, and only once that turn. So this is just a no-brainer. It's such a simple way of getting the Archfiend of Lightning. You summon it to the field, and then you activate its effect and bring it out from the deck. Do have to remember that is from the deck, you can't do it from the hand. There was one unfortunate situation where I amazingly had all of my Archfiends of Lightnings in the hand, and then I had a Blackstone of Legend. I summoned it, but then realised, oh wait, I can't bring it from the hand. Also, because you're doing that normal summon of it, unlike the Paladin of Dark Dragon, you are giving up your normal summon. So when you bring out the Archfiend of Lightning, you're definitely not going to then get to be able to use the effect immediately. You will need to wait a turn unless you have another means of getting your normal summon back. There's also the ability to bring it back from your graveyard, though you need to have another Red Eyes monster in your graveyard as well to do it. So if you're really early on in a duel, you might not have that to bring it back. And also very important to keep in mind, you can only activate one of these effects in the turn as it states. So you can't, for example, bring the Blackstone of Legend from your graveyard to your hand and then normal summon it and use its effect to tribute, because you can only use one at a time. Acting as something of a safety net, we have the Red Eyes Retro Dragon. This is a dragon effect type monster, 1700 attack and 1600 defense. The effect is that if a level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster you control is destroyed by your opponent's attack or card effect and sent to your graveyard while this card is in your hand, you can special summon this card in defense position. And if you do so, special summon as many of those destroyed monsters as possible in the same position they were in when destroyed. You contribute this card, you can normal summon one Red Eyes monster during your main phase's turn in addition to your normal summon or set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. So the thing about Red Eyes Retro Dragon is it's a great card to hold in the hand, because if you have an Archfiend of Lightning on the field, and with it being a strong card, if it gets removed from the field somehow, maybe it's a effect or just a more powerful monster, it's good to have this as almost like an insurance policy. And the great thing is, if you do that and you bring the Red Eyes Retro Dragon to the field in defense position and resurrect the Archfiend, well, on the next turn, or the same turn depending on whenever this occurred, you can then tribute the Retro Dragon to gain an extra normal summon for your Red Eyes cards, and then use the Gemini normal summon for your Archfiend of Lightning, thereby instantly recovering the effect you may have already put on it, or gaining it if you hadn't already. Only thing I will say has happened to me a couple of times is that because it stipulates that it has to be sent to the graveyard, if your opponent manages to banish your Archfiend, unfortunately the effect won't kick in, so only for being sent to the graveyard, unfortunately. Next we have the trap card Red Eyes Fang Chain, and the effect here is that it can target one Red Eyes monster you control, equip this card to it. It can make up to 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase. You can send this equipped card to the graveyard, then target one effect monster on the field. Equip that target to the monster this card was equipped to, and if you do, while a monster is equipped to it by this effect, its attack and defense become equal to the original attack and defense of that equipped monster. So this second effect is its most powerful, I think, and also quite confusing to understand, but in a nutshell, you can essentially steal an opponent's effect monster and then attach it to the monster you originally attached Fang Chain to. And this is just an excellent form of removal, because if you have a card that's really strong or has some immunity to being destroyed by card effects, well, this will completely bypass it. and ideally you want to take a powerful monster and steal it. But there are situations where there might be a card on your opponent's side of the field which has a lot of immunity, and you really need to get rid of it. And so this is just a great way of taking it off the board, even if it, well, taking it off the board, putting it on your side of the board, even if it means reducing the attack and defense of the equipped monster. While this is quite a powerful card to attach to the Archfiend for sure, admittedly I think it's even better if you attach it to a weaker monster like Baby Dragon, because Baby Dragon is more likely to have its attack increased rather than decreased when you activate this second effect. Finally, we have the Black Metal Dragon. This is a dragon / effect type monster with a mere 600 attack and 600 defense. The effect is that you can target one Red Eyes monster you control, equip this monster from your hand or field to that target, it gains 600 attack. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add one Red Eyes card from your deck to your hand. So first and foremost, it's just a great way of powering up your Archfiend, taking it to 3100 attack, which does genuinely make it very hard to take out, even in regular format, to be honest. And the thing is, if you have multiple of these, you can attach multiple and get, 1200 extra, 1800 if you're lucky and have all of them. And also, if this card is destroyed, well, you can search out so many cards within this deck because it's just any Red Eyes card. So this was a quick look at my Red Eyes Archfiend of Lightning deck, specially tailored for the normal / rare Rarity festival. As always people, thanks very much for watching and see you next time.